Hello, my friend, and welcome to Beyond, the personal growth podcast for the people who are healing beyond their conditioning and beyond the cycles that played out before them. My name is Lynn, and with 20 years of experience in the field of psychology and human behavior, I am bringing my natural curiosity, expertise, and personal life experiences here for discussions that are guaranteed to be informative, inspiring, and entertaining. I'm glad you're here. Let's get started. Okay, welcome to this solo episode. I am so grateful that you're here. Today is day one of a fasting and cleansing process that I am doing with my trainer and alongside my husband. We're basically going without food for the next 10 to 15 days, which is incredible. And I think the longest I've ever gone without food is 72 hours. So this will be a new set point for myself. And as I was going through the day, I followed the protocol to a T. Did it perfectly. And still, I noticed that when I was leaving the gym, my brain was like, oh, we could go get a coffee, And then when I got home, my brain was like, oh, it's time to make food, right? Because that's what I would normally eat. And then when I went to go pick up our son from school, my brain was like, oh, we could get a snack. And it's like, my brain still wants to track the steps that I was doing prior to starting this fasting cleansing process. This is exactly what happens when we decide to change our life. It doesn't matter if it's me stepping into a fasting and cleansing process. It doesn't matter if it's me deciding I'm going to generate more money. It doesn't matter if it's me deciding that I'm going to change the way that I'm working out or change the way that I'm eating. Whatever goal that I decide I'm going to go for, my brain will go through this process of sort of rerouting the way that it creates and experiences the world. And it literally, when I experience it, it literally is like when you type into your GPS that you're going somewhere and then you miss a turn and then the map reroutes and there's like that circle that lets you know, like, okay, we're rerouting, that's going around lighting up on the screen. And today I kept getting to reroute my brain and go, no, we're not getting a coffee today. Or no, we're not making food today. Or let me go grab my water jug instead of going to grab a snack. Or let me grab my tea before I go, right? Like being so conscious of redirecting my brain when it is on autopilot. And when it's honestly executing the training according to the woman I was even just 24 hours ago, I wanted to share this with you because in the space of transformation, this is like the nitty gritty of it. It's like, yes, you need to consider your goals and where you're going, right? The reason that my brain can reroute itself multiple times a day, and especially today, is because I know where I'm going. I have the goal, right? The goal is 10 to 15 days on this cleanse. So I know that there's no food. Very simple, very straightforward, very specific. So it's easier for me to reroute my brain. It's easier for me to catch my brain thinking, let's go get some food, and then say, no, we're not going to get some food. Have alternate options prepared for myself in those moments. Yes, we've got to know where we're going. Yes, we got to know who we are, right? Like in the car when we were driving home, I'm like, I'm committed. I'm committed. I'm committed. Like that's who I am. I am committed. And even when we have those things in place, even when we know who we are, even when we know where we're going, there's this space in between where the small steps need to be taken as a part of the process. And in that process, we will come up against the version of ourselves that we were before we decided to go on this journey and be in the process of creating something different for ourselves. This fasting and cleansing is a part of a 6-month plan, which I think is so exciting and empowering. So I know why I'm doing this. I know who I am as I do this. I know that I've trained for this. I know that this is in service to my 6-month, year-long, 5-year plan. And I still get to be with myself in those moments when all my brain wants is a snack or my brain runs its course and I get to reel it in and bring it back. And that's the work. When you hear people say, oh, I've been doing the work or I've been in the work for so long, like to me, that's mindset work. That's a part of mindset work is like, my brain takes off going left and I need it to go right. So I've got to intervene and pull it back and get it to go right. And the same thing goes for the body, right? Like this morning when I met my trainer at the gym, he was like, "How do you feel?" I said, "I feel hungry," which is so comical because one, I know I'm not hungry. I ate yesterday normally. Two, I'm never hungry this early in the morning. So it's kind of funny that my body is sending the signal as if I'm hungry. And then as I be with that sensation in my body, I am aware that if I can talk to myself and talk to my body and say, "I'm with you. I'm in this process. We're going through this process together." And then I start my workout and then I drink my water and then I follow my protocol. Like that sensation dissipates. And it didn't dissipate because I told it to go away or I wanted it to go away. It dissipated because I was willing to be with it and ride out the sensation until something new was created. Because the beauty of us as human beings is that we're alchemical beings. So we're always shifting and changing. It's like a constant flux of energies and influx of chemicals. And so every single feeling is fleeting. Every single emotion that comes up is a little ride to take. And I got to watch this in our toddler Ezra when he was much younger. And even now still, Sanika and I would watch him go through an emotion and it would last like 20 seconds and then he'd be over it. It was like as if it never happened. He would be completely over it. And that is the way that we're designed. But I think sometimes we get caught up in story or we attach a story to it or we say, "Oh, that's because of this," or, "Oh, maybe I should," or it creates an anxiety where it's like, "Oh my gosh, maybe I do need to eat," or "Maybe this is too much." And it's like, well, it will be whatever we create it to be. And so I wanted to share this with you today because as you start your process, if you're going to set goals, if you're going to decide that you're going to change your life in some way or another, I want you to know that you being in the work, which is every single moment making decisions in service to you, progressing forward towards that person who has achieved that goal that you said you want to achieve or experience that life that you say you want to create. As you do that, there will be these micro decisions, the micro decision and a micro decision and a micro decision. And that's building the muscle. It's training the mind. It's training the mind. It's training the body. It's building self-trust. It's demonstrating and proving to yourself that you are who you say you are, and you are becoming who you say you're becoming, and you're committed to the process of bringing your goals forward. Let me know your thoughts. I would love to support you and cheer you on as you navigate this. And I'll update you as the cleanse goes on and we hit that 10-day mark and maybe even that 15-day mark. Until then, keep going, keep training your mind, and remember that I love you so much. I'll see you on Friday. As we complete this episode, I would love to know your insights, takeaways, and feedback. You can message me on Instagram at Katie Lynn Rojano or send them via email to katie@katielynnrojano.com. Any products or digital downloads I mentioned can be found via the link in my Instagram bio. If you enjoyed this episode, I encourage you to share it with at least one friend and leave a 5-star review so we can get these impactful dialogues into the lives of even more people. I would also like to thank my guest for their vulnerability and generosity in allowing us to learn from them and grow alongside them. Until next time, friends, let's go beyond.